hello students, this is Hemlata BK, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, SJPIT. So under DSD experiments, we are going to study the next experiment which is called parallel adder and subtractor. So if we are adding more than 3 bits, then it is called as parallel adder. Okay. So the circuit diagram of a parallel adder goes like this. For this, we are using an IC 7483. Along with that, you are using one more IC 7486. So according to the logical expression what we get, we are going to describe this circuit as such. Coming to the truth table, we have a truth table for adder and subtractor here. So within a single circuit, I can perform both the operations. How is that? Is in the circuit, Cin is been given. So here if I make Cin is equal to 0, then it performs as an adder. If I make Cin is equal to 0, it performs as a subtractor. So now I will just see the truth table as such. So here, as I told, more than 3 bits is considered to be a parallel adder. So we are taking an example of 4 bit. I have two groups of input. In each group I have 4 bits of input as such. So I have say 2 to the power of 4. How many input combinations? I have 6, means I have 16 input combinations. Again in this 2 to the power of 4, it is 16 input combinations. Otherwise, considering it as 2 different things, totally how many I have? I have 8 input bits. So say 2 to the power of 8. So many input combinations I need to see. So instead of verifying all those, since it is an adder, I can randomly pick 4 bit from one group and 4 bit of other group, and I can have a combination. For that I will test whether the addition is going to be proper, and with the sum and carry. Say for similarly on the same grounds I am going to I am going to verify the subtractor, one group here and the other group here. So whether the subtractor output is said to be same. Here it stands for D3, D2, D1 and D0, and this becomes a borrow in case of subtractor. So now just look at the circuit here. So I have rigged up the circuit. It quite seems messy, but the thing is we have n number of connections here. So I have an XOR gate, I have 7483 IC here, I have one group here. Say this is the A group, this is the A group. So I have 4 inputs, A1, A0, A1, A2, A3. Here I have B0, B1, B2, B3, and this is Cin. If I make Cin to be 0, now as of now Cin is 0. If I just make it high, the LED will glow in red. Okay. So now it is 0. It performs addition. If I make it high, it performs subtraction. Okay. So similarly, at the output I have S3, S2, S1 and S0 along with C out. Okay. So now I'll just try to give the input which is there in the tabular column here. First input goes like 0011 and 0100. So 0011 corresponds to decimal equivalent of 3. 0100 corresponds to decimal equivalent of 4. So what is 3 plus 4? This should be equal to 7 with I don't have any carry. If I have only one single digit, there will be no carry. So I should get 7, decimal equivalent of 7. What will be decimal equivalent of 7? 0111, and carry would be equal to 0. So this is what is the expected output. Let me see, will I be able to get the same output here? So now, I have I'll give the first set of input which is 3 here. I'll give the second set of input which is 4 here, 0, 1, 0, 0. So at the output we can see here we have got 7, 0, 1, 1, 1 and carry is equal to 0. We have arrived at the output here. Next we go to the second set of input. Again I have 3 as the input. Again I have 3 as the input, and 1001 is nothing but 9. 9 plus 3 would be equal to what? It would be equal to 12. Again I have 12. Binary equivalent of 12 can be represented as 1100. So what I'll do is I have given 3. Now I'll give it as 1011. So it is 1011, that is 9. Okay, so 3 plus 9. Am I getting 12? 1100. So this is 8 plus 4 is equal to 12 and carry is equal to 0. Next, going to next set of input wherein I have 12 plus 1, 13 here. and this is equivalent to 6. So 13 plus 6 would be equivalent to what? In decimal equivalent, it is equal to say 19. But in the binary what happens, like means when we add 2 bits of number of a 4-digit number, it can count maximum up till 15. That's it. So here 19 will be generating a carry. So how do we verify that? So 1 1 0 1. Here I have 0 1 1 0. So the output is said to be 0 0 1 1 with 1 being the carry, because it has exceeded the maximum output for 4 bit, which was supposed to be 0 to 15. So 15 in binary stands for 1 1 1 1, all being logic highs. Now I need to represent 19. So what happens? The cycle rotates again. So after 15, it does not become 16. It again comes back to 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. So it is showing for 19, it is showing 3 with the carry being generated as 1. So this verifies your parallel adder as such. Now I'll make Cin to be, I'll just take all the inputs to be equal to 0. I'll make Cin to be equal to 1 now. So what is the operation that it is going to perform? It is going to perform subtraction. When I make carry Cin is equal to 0, since I have all inputs being 0, the only input that has been given is 1 here. So that same 1 is appearing here. Cout is said to be 1 here. Now we'll try to subtract one number with the other. So if we just see the truth table, I have 8, 9, 10, 11. So decimal equivalent of 11 subtracted means I'll subtract 6 from 11. So what should be 11 minus 6? It should be equivalent to 5. It is equivalent to 5. So now let us see. So I have given 11 as an input for the first group and 6 as the input for the second group. Am I getting 5 here? Yes, I am getting 5 as the output. And see, out should and borrow is shown as 1. Why is that so? Because here what happens? Here Cin I have given it as 1. The same thing is appearing here when I had not given any input at all. So this will remain same when I am your Cout or say borrow will remain same. Borrow will be equal to 1 when I am subtracting a lower number from a higher number, because I have given Cin to be equal to 1 here. Next, if I take any other combination, say this is the combination. So here I have decimal equivalent of 5, here I have decimal equivalent of 8. Now I need to subtract a lower number from a higher number. Okay. So as I told you in the circuit, Cin is equal to 1 will perform a subtraction here. So what happens? I'll just drag all the inputs to be equal to 0 once again. So see, I have given one input, that input is been shown there. If at all, if I get a borrow now, this should go to 0. If I take a borrow, then if it generates a borrow, then this should go to 0. Now I am trying to subtract a lower number, a higher number from a lower number, that is A group is said to be 5 and B group is said to be given with the input as 8. So the output is said to be 1 1 0 0 1 according to the subtracted table, right? So now see, the borrow has went to 0 because I am trying to subtract a higher number 8 from 5. So obviously I need a borrow if I have to subtract a higher number from a lower number. So when I take a borrow, that gets added on to the result and the borrow here becomes a 0 as such. So this verifies the truth table what we have written here in accordance to the parallel subtractor. Thank you. We'll be doing the next part of adders and subtractor, which goes for BCD to XS3 code conversion. Okay, so this is one type of code conversion wherein the binary decimal coded, that is the binary coded decimal stands for, means it gives you the inference that binary is been coded in terms of decimal. So what is the range of the decimal numbers? It is from 0 to 9. So similarly, I will be having the input only from 0 to 9. After 9, it is the repetition of a combination of 190, which gives me 10. So we are going to take only the natural numbers of decimal numbers, that is 0 to 9. So the circuit goes like this. Similarly, whatever we used for the parallel adder and subtractor, the same circuit provided. I have shorted two binary inputs, a higher bit of two binary inputs and given it to ground, and I have shorted a lower bit of 2 and given it to VCC. So this forms the binary to XS3 and XS3 to binary code conversion. Here also again same procedure follows, that is if Cin is equal to 0, it is going to add plus 3 into it. If Cin is equal to 0, then it is going to subtract minus 3 from that. It is going to subtract 3 from that. That means to say that I have a BCD number. I have a BCD number. Say it is said to be 0, 0, 0. What do you mean by excess of 3? Adding excess of 3 to it. So 0, if I add plus 3 to it, so it should give me 0, 0, 1, 1. So next input, binary input is 1. If I add plus 3 to 1, it should be 4, 1, 0, 0, 0. Here, next in binary input is, or decimal coded, binary coded decimal is 2. 2 plus 3 is nothing but 5. So similarly, the table goes on until 9. After 9, I will not be getting a valid output for XS3 code because the decimal inputs are constrained to or confined to only 0 to 9. So totally I will have 10 inputs. Totally I will have 10 inputs. Similarly, if you look at this, this is the XS3 table and this is BCD table. So now I have, say, XS3 initially itself, I should give 3. It is a valid input. So initial input is 3. 3 minus 3. If I have to convert XS3 to BCD, I should subtract 3 from the XS code, XS3 code. So 0, 0, 1, 1. 3 minus 3, it becomes 0. 4 minus 3, it becomes 1. 5 minus 3, it becomes 2. Similarly, it will extend until 12 because at that time the ABCD code is going to reach its maximum input that it can take, which is nothing but 9. So both the tables are like this. Now we'll just see the circuit as such. So this is BCD to XS3 connections that we have made. Again, it uses much of the input as such. So we have n number of patch cords that is been connected. I have one set of input, that is, say this is the binary, this is Cin. I have the XS3 code here, or the output as such, it would be vice versa in the other case. So I have the outputs here. Now if I give binary coded decimal input for 0, see, you can see that Cin is equal to 0 and the output is shown to be 3. That means to say that this circuit is adding excess of 3 to the input 0 and it is giving me the output as 3. Now if I give 1 here, 1 plus 3 would be equal to 4. Now if I give 2 here, 2 plus 3 would be equal to 5. If I give 3 here, 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. If I give 4 as the binary coded decimal input here, 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. If I give 5, 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. If I give 6, 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. If I give 7, 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. If I give 8, 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. If I give 9, 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. If I exceed this 9, say 10 I have been given, it will show some random output. Okay, but we can't call this as BCD to XS3 code conversion because BCD is valid only till 9, that is 0 to 9 input. Okay, we have to confine till here itself. Next, we are going to do now vice versa, that is XS3 to BCD. For that, what do I need to do? I will make all the input to be equal to 0 and I will make output as high here. Sorry, Cin to be equal to high. Okay, so when I give Cin is equal to high, and to start with, if I have to convert XS3 to BCD, then what I should give? The initial input should be equal to 3 because XS3 starts from initial input being 3. So 3 minus 3 should be equal to 0. That's what we are getting. Next, I'll increase that by 1, 4. 4 minus 0 is nothing but, 4 minus 3 is nothing but 1. 5 minus 3 is 2. 6 minus 3 is 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. 8 minus 3 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. 10 minus 3 is 7. 11 minus 3 is 8. Likewise, 12 minus 3 is 9. So until here I am just going to stop with this because BCD number exists only till 9. So until then we'll stop. If I give any other number also, I am going to get some random output, but it is not a valid output as such. So this verifies the truth table of XS3 to BCD and BCD to XS3 code converters. Thank you.